Tonight on The Record, Donald Trump is live, and he is here hot off the bombshell endorsement from Alaska Governor Sarah Palin in Iowa. But is a Palin endorsement enough to tip the scales for Trump? Here's the two of them out on the campaign trail today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Sarah Palin. Thank you.
Our vets deserve a commander-in-chief who will let them do their job and go kick ISIS.
I don't know if Hillary's going to make it. She may not make it with the voters. She may not make it legally. Do you notice how positive she is about the president? You know why, right? You know why. Because she wants to stay out of the clink. That's why. Thank you. Sanders, can you imagine this guy, a socialist/communist, is doing well?
Are you all ready to work to make America great again?
He's a whack job. He's a wacko. He's beating Hillary Clinton.
Are you ready to elect someone with the willingness and the ability to make that change that we need to change out that establishment and put you back in charge to take back our country?
And joining me live, the GOP frontrunner, Donald Trump. Good evening, Donald.
Hello, Greta.
Donald, when Governor Palin said she was going to endorse you, what did she say in that conversation to you?
Well, she called and she was so nice, and I've been friends for a long time, and we just had a great conversation. She said you've really created a movement beyond just a campaign. And as an example, today we had 15,000 people. We had a walk about 5,000. We couldn't get into this massive arena, about 5,000, so I'm going to go back to Oklahoma, which is an incredible place. And we're going to go back. But we had 15,000 people show up for this, and it's been amazing, and she was terrific today.
All right, well, she had to make a choice. She had two suitors, pretty much, you and Senator Ted Cruz. Is your bromance with Senator Ted Cruz now over?
Well, you know, I've been waiting for it. I'm beating him very badly in the polls. He's actually going down quite a bit lately in the polls, and, you know, I was waiting. I said, when is he going to attack? And now he's attacked, so I've attacked him very strongly and vociferously. And you know, I think we're doing very well. It seems like we're doing very well. He's having a hard time with the fact that he's gone down so much. So we'll see how it all turns out.
In fact, here's what you said about him earlier today. Here's some sound.
With it being a Canadian citizen, he said, "Oh, I didn't know that." How did he not know that? Then he said, with the loans, "Oh, I didn't know that." Smart guy. He doesn't know that? Yeah, that's worse than Hillary when you think about it.
Is he, in your opinion, worse than Hillary? If it were a challenge between Senator Ted Cruz and Secretary Hillary Clinton in general election, who are you voting for?
Well, look, he was a Canadian citizen until 14 or 15 months ago, and he said he didn't know that. He wasn't aware of that, and, you know, obviously he became aware. I mean, think of it, he was a United States senator, and he's a Canadian citizen and a dual citizen, but a Canadian citizen. And this is like 14 to 15 months ago, and he said he didn't know anything about it. Nobody can believe that. Who would ever believe that? There are advantages to having a dual citizenship. Then he said he didn't know anything about the fact that he was borrowing the money. I mean, give me a break. He didn't put in his personal financial disclosure form, which is a very important thing that he signs and personally guarantees that he didn't know that he had these loans, or he certainly didn't disclose that he had these loans. How could he not disclose that he has the loans for $1 million with Goldman Sachs and with Citi? And the Citi one came up even later. So, I mean, he knew he had it, but he wants to pretend he's Robin Hood with everybody, and he's this honorable guy fighting the banks. He didn't want the voters to see that he's borrowing money and personally guaranteeing it from banks. So what he did is just absolutely, probably illegal, but it's certainly wrong.
Last night, Governor Palin said that you would end crony capitalism, and that's one of the reasons why she is supporting you. Yet you support the ethanol mandates in Iowa. How do you reconcile that?
Well, I do support it. I want to create fuel. Anything we can do to do that. I mean, we don't want to get back in the arms of the cartel. We don't want to get back into the arms of OPEC, which is what happened, and we were there for years and years. Now, for the first time in a long time, fuel prices are coming down. But it's an amazing industry in Iowa, and I do support it. I support it very strongly. The governor of Iowa supports it very strongly. And by the way, he's an incredible guy who's a straight shooter. He would be the kind of guy, if he didn't believe in it, he would not support it. But we need every type of fuel we can because we don't ever want to be in the position of having to deal with the OPEC folks again, where they were ripping us left and right. Only China ripped us worse, believe me, and they're ripping us. They're making up for it big league right now.
All right. How important is the evangelical vote in Iowa, do you think? And does Governor Palin, does she secure or help secure that vote for you?
Well, I think she does. I'm doing very well with the evangelicals. Nationwide, as you know, I'm winning the evangelicals by a lot. And in Iowa, I'm doing very well with the evangelicals, with the Tea Party, and Sarah really is loved. I mean, at this event we had today, it was incredible in Oklahoma. You got to see. I mean, it was just an unbelievable event. And so far out in front. I mean, you know, when you think of it, we're so far away from the general election and from the big day and the big vote. And people have never seen anything like this before. And that's why they put us on the cover of Time magazine, etc. I mean, they haven't seen crowds like this ever. This blows Bernie Sanders away. By the way, he is second, but his crowds are tiny by comparison to the kind of crowds that I'm getting. People want to see America become great again. They're tired of having us as the citizens of this country be ripped off constantly by everybody that does business with us, from Iran to China to Vietnam to Japan. They rip us off because we have people that don't know what they're doing.
All right, in some sound we played, you suggest that former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is saying positive things about President Obama because she wants to stay out of the clink. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Well, look, she has done things that are absolutely wrong and absolutely illegal, no matter how you look at it. You know, you could say we have to test it at trial, but what she's done is wrong. And you look at General Petraeus, and I think they should leave him alone. He's had enough. Now they want to demote him and take away some of his rank. I think he's had enough, to be honest with you. They ought to fight ISIS, not General Petraeus. They ought to fight China and some of these countries that are ripping us off on trade. And we have plenty of fights to go around. We don't have to worry about General Petraeus. He's paid a big price, so leave him alone. But, you know, when you look at it and when you look at what she's done compared to General Petraeus, it's 20 times greater. It's not even a contest. Now, General Petraeus has suffered greatly, and you know the consequences. I mean, what he's gone through is brutal, and she's gone through nothing. And I say it's up to the president. It's up to the Democrats. What the Democrats are doing is preserving her to run for office. Anybody else that did what she did would right now be in the clinker.
Donald, we didn't get a chance to talk about, someone take the last word on this New Hampshire poll that just came out. You're leading 34%, and number 2 is Ted Cruz, 20 points behind you. So anyway, next time you come back, we'll talk polls. Donald, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks, Greta.